I have a question that I brought up in the last episode. Why isn't there terminology in movies like there is in video games?
In what way?
Is every movie first person? Is it a first person film?
Oh, you're saying like that's
Like,
also
no.
you realize that that's not just games, right? That's like books. You realize that that's not just video games. Like that's like literature, right?
Yeah, first person. Yeah, you're right. I just am not as much of a book guy, so I don't think about that.
Clearly. Yeah, no, 100%. So I think there's only, I think Hardcore Henry is maybe like the only first person movie.
I was trying to think.
Doom famously had some first person shots in it.
There's scenes with first person in it, but technically is like what perspective are films?
Third.
Okay. Third. So a ground. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
All right.
Is it?
I was trying to think. It is. Yeah. Well, I never thought about the camera being attached to the person, I guess. I don't know. I was thinking about the perspective of the camera to the world.
Okay.
What about like Blair Witch?
Well, that is first person, right? It has to be.
Right. I would think so.
Somewhat.
Can you think of a single top-down movie? Anyone made a full top-down?
I don't know. Let me know if you think of a top-down book.
Man, when are we going to get Gavin? Is he already a minute late?
No, I'm here.
Whoa, he just didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I was here at 3.
Just
Quiet,
without saying
motherfucker.
anything.
Here we go. All right, I'm going to start it off. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. I believe this is episode number 7. I didn't see anybody enter it into the Discord. There we go.
Yay.
My name is Jeff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free, Nick Schwartz, Eric Badur.
Name a top-down film, Gavin.
Planet Earth.
Oh yeah.
Planet Earth.
Some ants.
There you go.
Is there a full one though? Like there's sequences. Like John Wick 4 I just watched. That has a long top-down sequence.
Ooh.
Which felt like a video game.
Contra.
That would be fucking awesome if they made a Contra movie and it was just top-down the entire time. That would be real cool. I can get behind that.
Speaking of Contra, did you guys ever play Akari Warriors?
No. It sounds familiar.
Yes, with Ralph and Clark, who were folded into the King of Fighters and SNK franchise. Thank you.
Oh, really? Well, I was going to ask, if you played the Akari Warriors, did you ever play the Rambo top-down Sega Master System game?
Yeah,
No.
I remember that.
That game was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That game is so slept on. I don't know why. It was such a great fucking game.
Is Akari Warriors the one where you're like dressed in pink and you get hit and you like dance back a little bit?
I don't remember that, but
dressed?
that's
Like pink and purple and shit.
Rambo.
That looks awesome.
It was
And
awesome.
Akari Warriors is a similar sort of this. Is that what you're thinking of, Gavin? Is that pink and purple to you?
Yeah.
I see the pink and purple.
Yeah, well, that's it.
All right, great job.
Okay.
Is Rambo the most films to like worst film ratio? Because I'd argue there's like 2 good Rambo movies, but there's 6 of them.
Terminator?
There's 2 really good Terminators, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then how many Terminator movies are there?
Is the last one good? I didn't see the last one. I felt like some people like the last Terminator movie.
No.
No,
Oh, I didn't
and
see it.
let me tell you this. It's the only Terminator movie Tobin's seen.
What?
Oh, really?
Went with him to the theater to watch like Terminator 7 or whatever the fuck it was. And he's like, oh, I've never seen these before.
That's so funny.
Yeah, didn't they have Linda Hamilton?
Yes.
They had a comeback.
Yeah. I thought people liked that. That's a bad one? That's disappointing.
It sucked. Yeah, it sucked.
Man. I was excited to watch it. Genesis was so bad.
Oh yeah.
Genesis.
Good.
Genesis.
Which one was Genesis? Was that the one with
Amelia Clark.
Daenerys
Amelia
Targaryen?
Clark in it? Yeah.
Yeah, Amelia
Okay.
Clark in it.
They recreate it. It feels like fan fiction. It's a very weird movie.
Yeah, it's really bad. Terminator Salvation is fucking terrible too.
Yeah.
I forget that one exists.
Which one's Terminator 3?
Good for you.
That's the one.
Terminator 3 is the one that came out in the early 2000s.
With
It's
Claire
the casket
Danes,
gun one.
Oh yeah, Claire Danes.
it's-
Yeah.
right? Claire Danes is in that one.
Mhm.
That was okay.
Whereas battery's
Uh,
about to pop and then they throw it out the car and it's like a nuke going off.
Yeah, fucking terrible. God, the movie sucked.
Where the whole
These
thing-
movies suck. I hate
Terminator 3 was okay
Terminator.
because it ended well. It ended like they got tricked into going into safety for the nuclear. They thought they were stopping the nuclear war, but they weren't. They never
Yeah,
were.
they
It was-
they
were
turned
just,
off
they
the
were just being
cameras and-
protected. Yeah.
yeah, and they were done with the movie. Like that was my favorite part.
It's tough to have a good franchise.
Oh,
Like I feel like Vin Diesel's trying to do like 7 franchises and one of them has worked. But he feels like a real franchise guy to me. Fast and Furious, but like Riddick didn't really work out. He wanted The Last Witch Hunter to be a big franchise. That didn't work out.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, I would say, worked out.
He's barely. I don't think he gets any credit for
No,
Guardians.
no, he stood on stilts to record his lines. He's definitely fully involved.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow.
I love Vin Diesel.
You could hear the stilts in his performance.
He had to get into the perspective of a tree, even though he's a tiny tree for most of that film. Eric posted a photo of him doing the I am Groot thing.
Dear.
Do you think after Groot was small, he like shoes on his knees like Dorf recorded his lines?
He started crawling around on the floor like Rady Boy.
He's ready for a crawl.
If they were ever to resurrect the reboot the Dorf franchise for 2024, I'm throwing Vin Diesel in as my pick. I want him to be the new Tim Conway in that franchise. I think
That
he'd be perfect.
would be. I would love it.
I've never seen a Dorf.
You're not missing out.
Maybe we'll blindside you with one someday.
I'd love it because I've heard about it a lot, but never.
Dorf on Golf, as a small child, I thought was absolutely hilarious. When I
It's
was
one of those
5.
things that was definitely family friendly early 80s comedy that if we watch now might not be family friendly at all in 2024. I don't know.
Probably.
It'd be really interesting to see, you know?
I'd be really nervous about it for sure.
What was the other little blokes called? Like Quiddlers or something? Was it Quiddlers?
What?
What?
Fuck are you talking about?
Quiddlers?
Quiddlers.
Quiddlers.
The little
Is
blokes
that-
on
is the
TV like
first-
dwarfing around.
I think that's just a
Quiddlers is the
slur.
Oh
that
my
you're-
God.
First part of the title. Quiddlers?
Oh,
Quiddlers?
they have a website.
I remember seeing the Quiddlers on TV as when I was like 8, maybe.
Oh, that's not
What are the
That
Quiddlers?
looks pretty offensive, actually.
Oh, wow.
What
It's
the
like the
fuck?
Village People, but small.
But I think they are on their knees though.
Oh, here they are. Here they are as the Blues Brothers.
Oh, the 90s.
So that's your jam, huh, Gavin? You're a Quiddler guy?
Apparently I was. Oh, yeah, because it was Michael Jackson. I remember seeing Michael Jackson quiddling around.
So they just do songs then. They're a musical act.
I honestly haven't seen or thought about it in 30 years, so I don't entirely remember. I was legitimately a child.
Okay. They do have a website. I'm having trouble loading
It's-
it. It's a physical comedy group based in Las Vegas.
When did they disband?
I can't get it to load. I mean, all right, hold on. There we go. We got they got a Wikipedia.
You're breaking my
Currently,
brain.
the latest incarnation of the Quiddlers under Ebbiger's creative direction is a cabaret show in Vegas.
Are they're still going?
Yes,
I wonder if they're still doing Smooth Criminal.
they're on America's Got Talent wiki, and it says that they're a puppeteer group from season 3 that got eliminated in the audition round. And then they returned for season 12, in which they got cut at the judge cuts. So I guess they never really did well.
They have made multiple appearances at NBA halftimes for the Charlotte Hornets, Chicago Bulls, Cleveland
Oh my
Cavaliers, Pistons,
God.
Rockets, Pacers, Heat, like everybody. The CBA as well. Good Lord. Oh, they appeared at the 1989 Chicago Auto Show. They really
going a long
hit the
time.
Dude, they hit the auto circuit really hard in 1989. North American International Auto Show, Detroit, 1989. Chicago Auto Show, 1989. Cleveland International Auto Show, 1989. New York Auto Show, 1989. Baltimore, 1990. Dallas Auto Show, 1990. Nothing since. They hit those auto shows hard for a year and a half and then walked away.
Nothing brings out decade repressed memories like this podcast.
Knowing the Quiddlers just in your soul is insane.
It's like the truest thing you've ever said.
Uh-huh.
Which part?
Unbelievable.
That nothing brings out repressed memories like this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you.
Thanks.
You don't have to be on your... You know.
I have a game today.
Oh,
I don't know if we want to hop into a game.
Let's
I
do
would
it.
love to hop into a game.
It was a long time ago on our previous podcast. It was called Face, and we were talking about people's teeth and would we be able to recognize the person by their teeth on the Ian face logo.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Okay.
All right, round one.
Okay. Let's see some teeth. Oh, no. I hate this game already.
Why?
No.
It's just very unpleasant.
Now, is that going to be one of the 5 of us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, audience. This is a very visual bit.
Yeah, it is.
On YouTube, this might be better to watch there or look at the Instagram.
Yeah, I'll
Posts.
definitely make sure to post all these images on the Instagrams so you suffer along with us. It's like that Conan O'Brien skit where they would just like put a picture of Bill Clinton up and then have the mouth, have somebody's mouth behind it. It's really disturbing. How do we give you the answers?
Just say who you think it is.
Oh, okay. I think that's Eric.
Yeah, I think it's Eric.
Really? My teeth look that white? I think.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, it's definitely not me because they're all real teeth.
Not me.
I
I
guess
was
it's.
thinking Gracie, maybe, from the Krutov.
Oh,
We just said it's one of the 5 of
Oh.
us, didn't we?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Gracie
your
would've-
guess is Gracie.
Never mind.
Gracie's angle up her teeth, though, would be the best perspective for this bit.
People making that into the Jaws poster was really fucking great.
That was
It was
very funny.
so good.
Yeah. I want to
Oh,
get into
man.
the Krutov after this. I guess it is.
I guess
Eric, I
it's
guess.
me. I don't think my teeth are that straight.
Yeah, that's right. That's Eric.
Is it really?
Wow.
Wow, I got some nice toppers there,
Yeah,
bud.
you're
You
not
do?
doing too bad, dude.
Great job.
You know
Decent
what?
toppers.
It is me. Do you know how long? Like, what's the original photo that like the teeth are from? Do you know? Like that was a question.
Is that
I
a
should've
no?
asked, I suppose. Yeah.
You could just say no.
Yeah,
can
it's
say
you
that.
doing
Okay.
your I'm small, little curled up against the mic
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Okay, because if you look
Maybe.
all the way on the back, I guess right hand side where like underneath like where the C would be in fuck, there's a black gap there. It's because I'm missing a tooth all the way in the back. I had to get extracted. So I guess that is me. That makes sense.
Actually, it's just you smiling on a couch. I had to change that one.
What?
What?
Wait.
It's not that you're smaller. What about this one?
Oh, well, that's clearly. I know that's easy.
Yeah, Andrew.
That's
Those are the lips of Andrew Panton. I would recognize them anywhere.
Toothless fucker. Me.
Oh.
Still never seen your teeth. I'm convinced of it. What about this one?
Oh.
That's
Nick.
Nick. That's
gotta
Nick.
be
Has to be Nick.
That's the
Nick's
cat.
looks like freakishly natural in a way that is very odd. That looks like it should be there.
It's also old timey in black and white.
The
It's
black
weird.
and white makes it look like I'm going to eat you.
Oh. I think if we had to pick so far, I would say Nick's are the regulation ENT. That is a nightmare.
100% Gavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And that would be me.
Yeah.
That's from this picture of me and my granddad.
Oh,
Last but not least.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy.
There you go.
Now, here's
Jeff.
the thing. I was with Andrew that Nick's look like the regulation teeth. I think the black and white really helps to like really
Yes.
set it in there. But something about Jeff's big mouth, his gob just smack in the middle of that thing really fits for Ian to me.
It's you can feel the joy in the smile.
Jeff's is hitting me with like annoying orange vibes is the way I feel about it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Jeff, you look like the annoying orange.
Yeah, I'll take that. While we're at it, I've always gotten Jenna Marbles vibes from Andrew, so it's like I can see that. That makes sense.
And Eric's really mystery guitar man.
Yeah.
Oh, big time, absolutely.
The thing that made me laugh the most while I was doing this, aside from all these stupid teeth pictures, is that I wanted to remove the original teeth from the sketch. So I used Photoshop I just selected it and then did like a content-aware delete thing where it's supposed to just fill it with the surroundings. This is the abomination that it made.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? It made a face. It made an Ian face. Look, it's got eyes, nose, and a mouth. Holy shit!
I'm gonna
Now
go ahead
it's-
and make the thumbnail right now for this episode. That's
Now
perfect.
it's a guy with a lump on his head, like Tom and Jerry, looking
Oh
really
my-
pissed.
Oh my god. He's gonna
Where
kill
did he
us.
get that from?
That's
I-
AI shit right there, dude. Oh
That's
my
why we shouldn't
God.
use AI.
No.
That's terrifying.
That's insane.
Kill it.
I kind of want to get a tattoo.
Oh, full back tattoo of just that.
It looks like a creepy man who got hit on the head with an anvil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And his lump has
That's-
nostrils.
Yeah, and he's got a nostril lump.
And the eyes are almost like eggs. Like oh.
They do look like hard-boiled eggs.
I was photoshopping, and I, when it did that, I legitimately went, bah! It
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me. It was so big on
You
my
made
screen.
a demon. You
Yeah.
created hell.
The fucking funniest thing I've ever seen.
That is the end of my
insane.
game.
Wow.
That's a good game.
Great game.
When I was thinking about this game, I thought at first it was going to be like trying to recognize celebrity teeth or like movie teeth. Doing this made me realize there's no way. Because in a pool of us, it was still difficult. The first one, especially. Like it took essentially removing the pool to 4 to make it more
Right.
obvious. I don't think I'd be able to recognize celebrity teeth based on this.
Well, maybe we should. Well, also, how much do you look at celebrity teeth, though?
Yeah.
Not often. Like I just think it's a detail you don't register.
I'm looking at y'all's teeth constantly. I think about them all the time.
Also, celebrity teeth now are all the same. Everyone's veneers or whatever. Like
Yeah, everyone's
Furiosa.
picked number 3 out of the catalog.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth just put in like fake teeth and he went, "Whoa, I look crazy." For like the screen tests of Furiosa. And it's like, those are just normal teeth. You have normal human teeth. Fucking idiot.
This is a regulation Shopify ad. You know, when I started in this online entertainment journey 21 years ago with the very first websites Gus and I put together, the idea of selling merchandise online seemed like science fiction to me. And then as Rooster Teeth was born and we started creating merchandise and we had to figure out how to get it to people, it went from being science fiction to just very, very, very difficult. And I've watched this industry evolve over the years, essentially from its inception to where it is now. And for the last, probably decade, I was at the previous company. We used Shopify, and it handled an incredibly large e-commerce business, and it handled it with ease. And now I'm in a situation where I'm starting up a very small e-commerce business, and I find Shopify is again here to help out and handle my e-commerce needs with ease. It is the global e-commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like I said, from a tiny little podcast like Regulation to a giant company like Rooster Teeth. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to the, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Oh my gosh, fingers crossed, right? Shopify will be there to help you grow. I've seen it in the past. I'm excited to see it in the future. Whether you're selling scented soap, which I'm completely and totally amenable to. And if the guys want to sell, like maybe we could sell Waffle Bomb soap, or offering outdoor outfits, that I'm less excited about. Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you are selling, Shopify has you covered. I can promise you that if and when another Gerpler emerges from the ashes, it will be presented to you via Shopify. I can say that I am genuinely excited for my new business to grow and grow with Shopify. They help you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. 36% is a significant number. Think of it like this. If you have a whole cherry pie, it's probably 8 slices. You eat a third of a cherry pie, your day's over. That's a lot. 36% in cherry and sugar, significant. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/face, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/face now to grow your business no matter what stage you are in. Shopify.com/face. Hey, I also have a game. We can't play it today, but I want to pitch it to y'all as a potential future game and see what you think. I pitched it to Gavin already. He seemed to like it okay. So I wanted to see what y'all thought about it, if that's okay.
What's the game?
I call it Cemetery Bingo.
Okay.
We go to a cemetery and then we play bingo with the headstones. Here's what I'm thinking. Somebody who has 3 first names, like James Earl Mike. Somebody who died on their birthday. Somebody who dies one day before or after their birthday. Somebody who was born on Christmas. Somebody who has the same name as you. A famous name. 2 people with the same name. Maybe somebody whose name was a job, like their last name was Carpenter. The oldest tombstone you could find, like the first one in. What else do we have? Longest liver. Somebody who lived the longest. The person you could find the longest. Somebody with a nickname. Somebody with a quote on their tombstone. Somebody who was buried at sea. That's what we called it in the car on the way home last night. Longest liver we came up with.
Someone buried at sea? Did they put a gravestone down for
Yeah,
this?
apparently a lot of people will put gravestones out. Burn Dog was talking about last night. It's his favorite thing to do when he goes to a cemetery is look for buried at sea headstones.
Okay. Why is he going to a cemetery?
Why does anybody go to a cemetery? Probably to look at dead stuff.
I mean, you've seen his art. Like, you know what the fuck he does. Of course he goes to the cemetery.
Yeah,
I haven't seen his art.
The guy paints
You
skulls
haven't
and
seen his
demons for a
art?
living.
No,
Oh,
I just know he is
Jesus
an artist.
Christ,
I haven't
dude.
seen his art.
Oh,
Hold on.
Here.
Oh,
So,
hold on.
here, fucking, his shit is wild. He paints this by hand.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that's
that
what
reads.
he does.
That checks.
That's kind of his deal.
That makes
Oil
sense.
paints too, all oil.
Because my next question was going to be like, how would you be in a position to want to gamify a cemetery? Like, how often? This all reads. This checks.
I used to live by a cemetery at one point, and I would go there for walks or to ride my bike sometimes because it's just like a big open area of space, and it's kind of like going to the park sometimes, you know. And I was just thinking about like how much fun we had with Sloppy Joe's Bingo and making games out of stuff that's just kind of sitting there and kind of trying to repurpose it. And I thought cemeteries are wonderful places to go and have some quiet meditation or silence or go spend a little bit of time with a loved one that you miss. But they could also be something else, like a place to have a fun little game that isn't insulting to the dead people at all. In much the same way that Sloppy Joe's Bingo is not insulting to the people that we're calling bingo on. We're not being derogatory towards them in any way. We're just, finding interesting little things about their lives or what we can glean from the tombstone. And, you try to find, little interesting nuggets to turn into bingo.
I feel like you need to have somebody in the cemetery that you know to play. I feel like that would be my moral hurdle with it. I think I would need to have skin in the game.
What if you because we were talking about this last night. Like, is
Or I
there
guess bones in the game?
Are you being unintentionally insulting in some way or disrespectful? Because that would certainly never want to do that. And the solution we came up with in the car on the way home last night is, what if you could only play it with people who died before the oldest person playing was born? So, like, 1975 would be the cutoff for us.
Oh.
Anybody after 1975 couldn't be considered.
Why? And why is that?
Because they're so far dead, they never lived in our world.
Oh.
So So it's not like we're being insulting to somebody who died last month, and you're gonna go, that was my aunt, you dickhead. You were talking about her name. It's like, no, that person's been dead for 50,
Yeah, but that
49
could
years.
still be an old
minimum.
guy who comes
Yeah.
to see his wife every week.
That's the issue with it, the hurdle.
We're not being insulting in the cemetery to anybody. We're just walking around and looking at tombstones.
So
looking
to
for
an
interesting
outward looker, it would just be a bunch of us just going like, and
It
it
looked like
wouldn't look
anybody. It
disrespectful.
looked like anybody at a cemetery ever. Yeah.
The problem is gamifying it.
Yes,
issue.
I agree. So here's what I think
don't
is
think it's
where
a
we
problem at
would
all.
cross the line is that it would just be like 4 or 5 adult men walking around the cemetery, giggling, laughing, and pointing.
Oh, God forbid we add a little joy to a sad
I'm saying
place like
that
a
you're
cemetery.
saying that we're not being disrespectful. I'm just telling you that from a perception standpoint, it's maybe questionable.
Yeah.
My point is this: nothing we're doing is making fun of anybody in the cemetery.
No, that is fine. I think it would the issue would be the perception of somebody who has a loved one in the cemetery being like, I'd rather you not put them into your game.
Which is why
consent
you would choose people from. Well, I mean, it's a public place, first of all, so there is that of it. But also, I think that by not using anybody who died in your lifetime, you're really reducing the chances that somebody is going to see that you mentioned their uncle's name in passing because his name was Carpenter or, I don't know, Shipwright or whatever. And it happens to be the name of a job.
Didn't you say as well that the human race doesn't give a shit about anything 50 years ago or something?
That's also true. 50 years is when we stop giving a shit about the past or understanding it or trying to understand it, and it starts to disappear into the nothingness. So if anything, maybe we're bringing a little bit of life back to a bunch of people that died a long time ago that probably aren't getting a lot of attention.
That is a way to put it, but that would not be my intent.
From a ghost standpoint, they probably fucking love it.
I don't necessarily care that this person died or whatever. I'm really pumped about the bingo and my discovery of them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, it's not that, I don't know. I like the idea a lot. I just think there's some hurdles to be considered.
What if we test out this idea by going into a cemetery in a video game?
I like that a lot.
That's a great idea.
I think that
That's a
in
great
a
idea.
fictional
That
cemetery,
It's great.
I'm
Yeah.
all about it.
What, Red Dead probably
Friday
has
the
some?
13th
Ooh,
has one,
Yeah,
but it's
I'm
small.
looking right now to see.
Dude, you know who has a cemetery? One of the Mortal Kombat games, like you progress through a cemetery as like it's how the game progresses, right? Like 9 or 8, maybe.
Resident Evil
Is-
4 has one.
Does Left 4 Dead have a cemetery? It feels like that would have a cemetery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
That seems like something that Valve would have oh yeah, we got to make sure these are all,
Yeah.
unique.
They
right?
would have
That
got
seems like a
each
Valve
staff member to put in a different thing. Or
thing.
something.
Yeah, exactly. That's how that feels. This is good. We should definitely try this.
I am a big fan of that. Yeah. I love the idea of more bingo, like just as a general thing.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm happy to do it in a video game, but cemeteries are just sitting there. I lived by one for a few years ago. They're largely empty. Nobody's ever there. They're lonely places. I would go there sometimes and be the only person I saw there for like an hour if I walked through it. And I just feel like we could give them a little use in a fun way without being disrespectful to anybody interred there or visiting.
Redfall has a lot of cemetery in it.
I haven't played that
Definitely
game.
has names.
Is that a good game?
There are good things about it, but it's confused, and the studio that made it recently got shut down, so it'll never sort those things out.
Oh.
I'm playing Still Wakes the Deep. Has anyone else tried that? It's on Game
No.
Pass. I would highly recommend you especially try it, Jeff. It's The Thing, but on an oil rig.
Yeah, it's like the deep.
Premise.
It's like the deep sea. Like you're out in like the middle of the ocean, and there's like Eldritch horror shit, right? Like
What's it called?
Still Wakes the Deep. You're on an oil rig, and it's set in like Scotland, and it is The Thing essentially.
Is it
occurs.
multiplayer?
No, it is a single player horror experience. But I'm having so much fun with it. I played it for like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours last night. I was so scared and I have a clip that I don't know if it would translate all that well in the podcast, but like the whole thing is you are on this oil rig and you're drilling, and then something happens and like this alien thing is taken over, and people that come in contact with it get turned into like crazy people that are trying to kill you type thing. And it's very visually disturbed horror. And I just encountered the very first monster that you have to deal with. And the whole time in the game, whenever you see, like, you'll find coffee cups on the ground that you can pick up and throw. And I thought, oh, I bet you, like, these aren't weapons. This strikes me as like maybe you can try to throw them to a different corner of the room to distract so you can hide. And so I'm so scared. It has completely freaked me out. And I encounter this first monster, and you can like hide in vents and stuff. And so I'm in a vent and I find a coffee cup, and it says like you can throw it to distract the monster. It'll guide it to another place. And when I fucking knew it, I called it. I knew it would be this. So I grabbed the coffee cup and I went to throw it, and it was dark, and I completely fucked up the throw. And instead of throwing it to the other corner of the room, I hit the pipe directly above me, and it bounced back at me and landed right in front of the grate that I was hiding behind. And that monster sprinted right to the grate in front of me. It's maybe the most scared I've ever been in a game, because since it's the first encounter, I don't know how the rules work and if it could see me, because there's just nothing in front of me. I'm just in a little vent, and we're equal to each other. And I just sat there for like 90 seconds as the monster like analyzed the cup and then went back and forth and then went away. And I that was it for me. I haven't gone back to that game yet, but
Did you save a clip?
I do. Yeah, I have a clip. Let me see. I can pull it up. But it was terrifying. I'd highly recommend it. It has a really cool achievement in it to play through the game in Gaelic, because it's funny where they have English subtitles on by default, and it's not as like a thing of where the dialogue matches. It is to translate Scottish slang, which I don't think I've ever played a game that has a feature like that. It is a lot of the English text will say fuck, and the audible dialogue will be fud. I've never heard so many fuds dropped. Let me see if I can upload this. But I would highly recommend it. As someone who loves The Thing, Jeff, like I know you do, I think you'd enjoy it, even though it's single player and not multiplayer.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't know when, because you're right, I don't play a lot of single player anything, but I'll give it a shot.
What was the last single player game you played?
I played Far Cry 6 for a day. Was that single player?
Yeah, I mean, there's multiplayer in it, but yeah, you can play single player.
Before that, I played Cyberpunk. I beat that, so that's single player.
I think it's so funny that you are multiplayer only essentially, and then Eric is on the other side of that spectrum of like essentially exclusively single player.
I used to be single player only, and I didn't give a shit about multiplayer, and I just kind of flipped because because games are just. If I'm gonna play a game now, I either want to be hanging out with my friends, like shooting the shit, or I want to be working. And so single player games have zero appeal to me at this point in my life, because I'm not making anything with them for the most part, unless I'm like doing backgrounds for Nick or something. Yeah, and then if there's no multiplayer, there's no Xbox Live Party with Spotify music going. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I've been doing some editing some Let's Plays we've been doing, some of the multicams, and I looked, and it had been exactly 10 years since my last multicam, which was like a Minecraft video. So it's fun to dust off all that. But I forgot how much I just hate everyone when I'm editing.
What does that mean?
Well, I got some examples. Discord. All right, paste. That's my waveform from Gears of War 5, Part 1. It's it's all contained. It's pretty level. Not a lot of dynamic range.
Jeff, any thoughts about where this is going?
Here's Jeff. It's all the way down. It's all the way up. It's peak. It's blowing out like you wouldn't believe. It's crazy. And then somehow, to my ear, Andrew sounded worse. And then I looked at his waveform, clipped all the way across, but not at the top of the thing, which I don't see a lot of that. It's Nick, is it always like this?
Not always, sometimes.
What's going on there?
I don't know. I run a declip on it, and it usually takes care of it. But when he does gaming, for some reason, his audio just clips out.
What can I do to make your life
Yeah,
easier,
what can I
Gavin?
do? Because I have never heard this issue. What can I do to help?
Well, I have a compressor on, so I don't blow out that much.
That's
It
true.
keeps everything down. But
Does my Scarlet have a compressor?
I
don't know.
Not built in, but there might be a program we could use. We can look at it. Also, Andrew,
There we go.
We'll just play with your gain. I think that'll take care of it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks for
Sorry,
shot
Gavin.
Sorry, Gav.
Sorry, Gav.
I feel so
Hey, no.
bad.
I should have warned you.
I'm absolved. None of my audio is this bad, so
yours
I
sucks,
rock. Me and Gavin are great.
I'm pretty sure yours was. You're not in this
What?
video, which is why I don't have.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
from
exactly.
you.
So I'm good. Yeah, so
Your
no
one
problem.
from-
Eric
Your one
wins.
from GTA was a nightmare.
No. It was good. Consider that it was good.
So how much does a compressor cost, and should I buy one?
Well, I mean, I think mine's just in my mixer. It's just like an option.
We'll look into it, as Nick said. Yeah.
I'm willing to spend some money to fix the problem. It's,
I'm willing to spend some money on your problem too. Save me a lot of time.
trying to make your life easier here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, speaking of the gaming, I have the clip I can post.
Ooh, yes,
My
I want to
computer
see.
Didn't fucking freeze. What an annoyance. Okay, here we go.
Does it have a clipping issue in it with your audio? or no?
Yeah. I think it's.
We'll find
it says, I need to get a compressor for my computer. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. Go ahead, Eric. You say whatever.
I was gonna say, yeah. Hey, so just while Andrew wrestles with that, I guess I want to give a shout out to a regulation listener who's, a comment leaver, truly, but this is from Donut Cool on the subreddit. They've been doing this weekly. They have been doing regulation drawings of each episode of moments that stick out to them, and I just want to shout
That's
them
so
out.
cool.
They are
Yeah, they're
so
great.
good. They do this every week, and I look forward to it every week. I wanted to shout them out on the show because I think this is the immunity
That's
bullet
awesome.
on a necklace is so cool. The emotional noises opera thing is so good. But Nick as the monkey being lured into a cartoon trap is so well drawn. They draw it by hand, like pencil and paper, and just shoot a photo of it on their phone. They're not trying to be high quality with it. It is just, here's an idea, and they scribble it. I love that they do this. I think it's fantastic. Thank you, Donut Cool, on the subreddit.
That's exactly how I imagined it.
Can I ask, without getting into a whole thing, can I ask an immunity bullet question that
of
came
course.
to
Oh
me?
my God.
Oh, no.
I'm not trying to relitigate the whole thing.
Andrew's not allowed to say, of course. This
It's
is
just
ridiculous.
I guess a specific scenario that I'd like to get cleared up, Gavin. If you had the immunity bullet, you had your one immunity bullet, and you could use it, you're immune
Yeah.
from any kind of. Is that like, say you're Christian, like you're pretty religious, and you shoot somebody, but you're immune to it, so that means you're cool with God, right? So then, if you're a Christian, or let's say God exists, right, or some form of God exists, and it's still a mortal sin to commit suicide, if you shot yourself with an immunity bullet, would you be good?
Yeah, you would. I mean, Eric was going to use the bullet for that last week, and we
Was he?
decided
Yeah, that's
he
what
would
I was
survive.
hoping.
Okay.
I didn't ask the question. I was going to roll the dice on I was going to go to heaven for that.
It seems like you'd be okay.
I think you would walk it off.
Fantastic.
Okay, thanks.
So-
That's all.
There's the clip.
Oh, here we go.
What?
All right.
So
Here we
I'm
go.
playing this
Do you
clip.
want to sync up and then 3, 2, 1, play? Okay, so you can see I'm walking around. I get into this vent. It's very dark. Whenever there's like purple stuff around the screen, that means like you're close to the enemy. That is the guy. I want to say. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Flashlight on. So I'm trying to navigate. I'm really nervous. These little pipes or like vents you can hide in. Anything painted yellow. So I'm tiptoeing because that's him right there. That's
What
that
the
monster
hell?
thing. It's like a thing. So I'm like, coffee cup, got it. Throw it across the room. Oh fuck! oh fuck, it bounced back. And it immediately runs right at the cup. And I'm just sweating. I'm like, oh my God. Oh fuck. And since I've never encountered a monster before, I'm like, will it see me? Am I okay in here? Don't move. I'm just not gonna move. We're just not gonna move. Please don't come in here. And it's just, it goes back and forth and it scans. I'm like, okay, I think it's gone. I think we're good. And then it leaves. And then I just went to bed. I just shut the game off. I was like, I can't do this. This is too much.
That could certainly go into a worst throws in video games compilation.
Yeah, you have immediately sold me on that game. That looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's really cool.
What's wrong with that bloke?
I don't know. I think it's like
He's just under the weather.
Yeah.
That's he's got shingles.
he got
I think that's why you want to get
blindsided
that vaccine.
by a Ratty Boy video game, and it'll happen. It's a reaction to it.
Fuck
avoid that.
you.
It's great. What have you guys been up to recently? Jeff, it was your birthday yesterday. We recorded a bunch of drafts.
Yeah,
How are we feeling about the drafts?
I feel like the second and the third one were fucking amazing.
I liked
I agree.
all of them. I'm excited to see the reaction to it. The last draft that we did. I think there's gonna be some unhappy people.
Should we name the drafts?
I think it's a great idea.
We had breakfast
with the-
foods.
Breakfast
Yep, that was the
foods.
first one.
Then we had TV show theme songs.
Yes,
I
not
mean,
not
great.
sitcoms, any TV show theme song.
Then we had non-alcoholic beverages.
Which I don't think people can predict the level of chaos that occurred.
You wouldn't think.
It was a big topic of discussion at dinner last night. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
You wouldn't have
it's
thought
so
that
funny.
non-alcoholic drinks was the most contentious of all of those.
Divisive.
Yeah, I wouldn't say contentious, but definitely divisive. Just interesting picks. And it's
Fucking Nick with his innocent over there. No,
Yeah.
not like he's not most of the problem.
No.
Most of, all of, either way.
it is so much fun doing these games with you because I don't think we've talked about on the podcast, but we did the Summer Movie League supplemental.
Yeah, we did.
The Summer Movie Battle, which is in full swing. And it has been so much fun seeing the community get behind it the way they have and creating the tools that they've made for tracking stuff. Like there's a website you can go to that just keeps things updated.
What's the standings?
Yeah, you want to give an update?
No, I don't. We should. Someone should
I
pull it
think
up.
Gavin is killing right now, right?
Yeah, because you just had a big movie.
I had $15 for a while.
You had Bad Boys and Inside Out 2 back to back, I think, right? So that was
Oh,
that's your whole
what a-
summer right there.
I mean, Bad Boys, in my opinion, overperformed. I think it was a way bigger hit.
I totally agree. I did not think that movie was going to do well.
I mean, have either of you seen it?
No.
Or how did it overperformed?
Because
I saw a
I
trailer.
read that it made a lot of money.
Well, it could
I
be
saw
really
the trailer
good.
and then it did well.
Got the stamp of approval by TPG. I asked him what his thoughts were because I wouldn't even consider watching it unless he approved it. Said it's way better than 3. So
Well,
Oh,
three
good.
was fucking pretty rough. So if it's better
Yeah,
than 3,
3 was not
that's encouraging, I guess.
Found the
is.
website. Currently, in first is Gavin Free with $326 million. Second
Wow.
place
It's
is
emotions.
myself with $104,900,000. Third place is Jeff, $104,100,000. Andrew, fourth place, $94,000. Nick, fifth place, almost there. So Nick, I'm sorry, Andrew has 94 million.
Okay.
Nick, almost there, 13 million.
Oh, yeah.
So the difference between first to worst is $313 million.
But Nick doesn't have I think the only things that he's had that have come out so far are Sight and Back to Black, a movie that is no longer in theaters.
Yeah, they pulled it.
They did pull it. But he has, in June, at late June, Nick has on the 28th, Blue Lock episode Nagi
Oh, yeah.
and A Quiet
shit.
Place Day 1.
Oh.
Those are both on the 28th.
That'll do really good.
And then 4th of July weekend, opening on July 3rd. Nick has Despicable Me 4.
That's gonna make so much money.
That's
Rough.
that's gonna be a pretty big movie for you.
Make sure you check out our summer movie. What? Movie auction. Sod it. Shut up, you idiot.
Fucking idiot.
Mushmouth moron.
Fucking hell.
But you can check it out as a supplemental on our YouTube channel, the Summer Movie Auction.
It's so cool seeing these resources because this is the thing I did with my friends for years. And it was just me checking Box Office Mojo every weekend, going one at a time with a calculator. It's like seeing automated stuff. It's like, holy shit. People have it figured out. This is amazing.
Why did I spend 11 points on Borderlands? What
I don't
happened there?
Because it's a video game property and it had Kevin Hart in it, and you thought maybe.
And Harold and the Purple Crown only spent 3. So
Yeah, some of the
Harold
prices are
Crayon
crazy.
Yeah.
I think Horizon, Kevin Costner's Western fantasy comes out this weekend, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
What? No, I think it's next
I'm
week. It's
so
the 28th.
Okay.
So, okay, but I guess by the time this is out, it will be coming out
Yes,
this weekend.
it'll be that
Jeff
weekend,
spent
yeah.
22 points on it, but
Yeah.
that's okay. Gavin spent 6 on Chapter 2 that comes out in August. Gavin doesn't have anything coming out between now and August 16th.
I'm just chilling. Let you guys catch up a little bit.
Man, to further help myself win this contest, Millie and I on Father's Day went and saw If.
Yeah?
Because that's where I've been making the bulk of my money.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a hunk of shit my movie If is. Oh my
really?
lord.
You didn't like
how
it?
many more movies are we going to let Ryan Reynolds get away with?
I think John Krasinski directed that film too. Like he created it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's a very well cast movie with a lot of really talented people. But man, is that story all just a mess.
Do you guys have celebrities or movie stars or whatever that for you walk a thin line where you're just going like, you can't get many more chances. Like I'm keeping an eye on you. Do you have anyone like that?
I felt that way about Russell Brand when he was when Hollywood really tried to make Russell Brand a thing. From like Forgetting Sarah Marshall to Get Him to the Greek to he was in like the Arthur remake. There were like 3 years where I didn't find him enjoyable in anything that he did, but he just kept getting huge movies and I did not get it.
I liked him in Sarah Marshall.
That was like the one thing that he was like perfect for, but then it was just that in everything he did and it just didn't work the same.
I feel that way about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Ah, he had such a good run though, and like the
He
mid
did.
like
He
2010s.
did for a while. Yeah. But like, remember when he was in Zodiac? And like, that was at the same time when he was in Jarhead. Remember that movie Jarhead?
Mm-hmm.
And like, he was such a fucking piece of shit while making Zodiac because everyone kept telling him, dude, Jarhead is going to be huge. And Jarhead was fucking nothing. And then he was like, oh yeah, I really did not try on Zodiac. And it's like, why? It's like, it could, what an asshole.
Who else?
I have it with Sydney Sweeney right now, which is such a bummer because I think she's cool, but she can't keep getting away with it. She can't, like she did Anyone But You and Madam Web, and no one is like going after her. And then also the other half of Anyone But You, the other person who's on my fucking list is Glenn Powell, the guy who looks like a human capybara. Like he is.
That guy runs our wives' podcast, man.
Yes, and I can't. Oh man, it like he's never gonna escape this tweet for me, where somebody said he looks like a capybara who made a wish to become human. Like that is what Glenn Powell looks like.
Did you see that thing where his parents held up the signs saying "Stop trying to make Glenn Powell happen"? Glenn Powell's not gonna happen.
Awesome.
That was
That's
really
cool.
funny. Yeah.
At least he's aware of it. But I also think Dakota Johnson is on that list for me too. Where it's like,
That's a great one, dude.
If
a
you
great
weren't-
one.
If she wasn't Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson's kid, she would not be in movies anymore. The period. After fucking 50 Shades of Grey, she was in 50 Shades. That's crazy. And
I
then
never saw
Madam
it.
Web, and I just don't. She'll be in Hollywood for our entire lifetimes because of this or whatever. And I think she is very affable. Like as a person, I think she's affable. But I don't know her as a fucking person. I have to see her in the media and in movies, and she can't keep getting away with it.
Who is somebody who's the opposite, who they will like forever have a pass with you no matter what because they're just so good on screen?
Walton Goggins.
Oh yeah, Walton Goggins.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I feel like if ever I see Idris Elba in something, I want to watch it,
Yeah.
even though he's
Yeah.
been in some real stinkers.
Clancy Brown.
That's a good one.
I'm with Nick. Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
I really like Timothy Oliphant a lot. I think he does. Good stuff.
For me, it's
Like Hitman?
Well,
Dreamcatcher.
everything but
Again, but that's why we're saying gets a pass, baby.
I think for me, it's probably it's a little bit of an obvious pick, but Denzel Washington. Like I will see
Okay.
anything
Oh.
with Denzel
Yeah.
Washington. But I guess my less obvious pick would be Forrest Whitaker. I will forever trust Forrest Whitaker in anything I see him in,
Oh, yeah.
even if
Rogue
it's
One?
that bad. Even if it's that bad fucking accent in Rogue One, I'm still not holding it against him.
Yeah, it's like actors that you rely on their performances, right? And not necessarily the movie. Like
Absolutely.
Forrest Whitaker is not to me a stamp of confidence that this will be a good movie, but I can rely on him to deliver.
You know, Forrest Whitaker will be good enough that the movie's worth it. Is how I feel about him.
Yeah.
Bloodsport.
Forgot that he was in that.
By the way, Bloodsport's a great movie.
Fucking awesome. I love
It was
it.
one of the best movies of my childhood. Bloodsport and Kickboxer
Yeah.
were fucking awesome. Like there
Yeah,
was
they're
no
cool.
kid on earth who didn't like those movies when they came out.
Yeah. And also, they're like the same movie. It's fucking awesome. It's great.
Even better. You get to
They
see the
just made it
same movie twice. It's like watching the first four what's his name? Dude with the
Steven Seagal?
ponytail. Steven Seagal. It's like watching the first four Steven Seagal movies. Those movies are fucking amazing. It
Really?
just sucks that he sucks. Marked for Death, Out for Justice. I don't remember the others. Those are fucking awesome.
Under Siege.
Hard to Kill was the other one. Yeah,
Under Siege has Tommy Lee Jones looking all crazy.
he does. He does.
And Gary Busey
Really?
in a dress.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones. Hang on, Andrew. I got to show you a picture of Tommy Lee Jones in this fucking movie
Please.
because it's not what you expect. It's awesome. Tommy Lee Jones has he has a
That is-
line. He has a line in Under Siege about a revolution always coming back around in your face, and I wrote it. I used it in like a sociology class in college, and my professor was like, "Wow, that's incredible! That's so good. A movement stops, but a revolution keeps coming back around." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, that's so cool."
Yeah. I wouldn't watch anything Steven Seagal made after 1991 or so, but from
Yeah.
Under Siege back, the dude made good. I mean, the dude sucks. Don't get me wrong, but he made good movies.
Right.
Those
What's
first
with
five.
his freaking arms?
What?
Like they always like fling all about weird. Have you seen his running arms?
He says that he has the perfect running form and that he could train Olympians to run faster.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
He was a big
boys.
Anderson
Oh,
Silva trainer
boys.
guy.
Hang on.
Oh,
Don't
it's just
go-
a
hang on.
compilation.
Runs weird
Hang on.
compilation.
Hang on. Oh, boys. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah,
you
this is
watching my
above the
screen?
wall.
Yeah.
All right, here we
On your
go.
Feed.
What's he doing with it?
He almost has a ratty boy like stride.
He does.
He really does.
It's like the the top half of his arms are like a different take from the bottom half somehow.
Have you seen that trend where like people try to run same arm, same leg? It looks like he's doing that, but naturally.
He's like knocking out everyone he goes. And I feel like I feel like the directors knew, and they deliberately always frame him so his arms are like front and center. Look at that.
I've heard a bunch of stories about directors working with Steven Seagal who have absolutely let him make an ass of himself on camera because they hated him so much, or he was so hard to work with, or so insufferable that they're like,
That's
Yeah, okay.
great.
Oh man, that's so Gavin. Holy shit!
I've
That's
only
so
seen that.
fucking
I'd only
funny.
seen Above the Law, like for those first few clips. I had no idea it was in so many of his movies.
That's wonderful.
the number one comment is, What you're missing here is that he's throwing a recurring series of right hooks. He's not running through the air. He's punching it out of the way so he can run faster.
He's getting rid of drag.
Are you guys still watching? Are you at the part where he's on the gurney being led out of the hospital with the beard and the? Oh, that's awesome.
I want to see it more Tommy Lee Jones looks, because when I think of weird Tommy Lee Jones, I think of him and the Mechanic 2, which is just insane. And I felt like that was his unique, insane role. I think I haven't explored enough of his catalog. I think there's a lot of weird Tommy Lee Jones that I just don't know.
I think it
He's
was
a
ridiculous.
great actor.
I think it was
Great
maybe
actor.
a Jim Carrey interview I was listening to recently on TikTok where he was telling a story about working with him, I guess probably on Batman. And he went up to him at I'm going to butcher the story because I don't remember very well, but he went up to him at a diner or something, and he just went to stop and have a conversation with him. I think it was Jim Carrey, and Tommy Lee Jones was like, listen, I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you.
It was when they were
I don't
working on
get
Batman.
Yeah.
And he said, I won't condone your buffoonery.
That's what it was. Yeah. that was their relationship. And he's like, okay.
He just doesn't. I can't imagine Tommy Lee Jones having like a belly laugh, like have it like a deep, genuine laugh. He seems so stoic to me and grumpy all the time, which I know is sort of his thing. It's what he leans into. Benicio del Toro, another one, an actor where it's just always great. Big Benicio del Toro guy.
Absolutely.
But you could maybe have your opinions changed, Eric, with Twisters coming out this summer.
That
big release.
movie looks terrible.
Oh,
You're
it's going to be
nuts.
great.
You're
Oh, it's
fucking
gonna-
crazy.
My wife is so fucking excited to see that movie.
Really?
Why? Just watch Twister.
She loved it. She wants to see the new one. It's got Glenn Powell in it. You know those. You know how our wives are about Glenn Powell.
I know. Yeah, especially, but particularly your wife loves it. Loves Glenn Powell.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? It is what it is.
I'm incredibly against the use of like AI for movies. I feel like it's weird, or just like in general in a lot of ways. It's not great. I think I'd give a pass if they brought back Philip Seymour Hoffman for Twisters just as an AI, as Dusty. Just having him walking around yelling about the extreme would make me so happy. It's another actor. Philip Seymour Hoffman's so fucking good. Everything he's in.
Have they done that yet? I know they did it on The Sopranos with Tony's mom when she died before they could record her. And it looked like dog shit because it was 20 years ago. But have they done that recently where they took a deceased person and inserted them into a film?
They did Tarkin, didn't they?
Yeah, Grand Moff
did it.
Tarkin.
Grand Moff
right?
Tarkin. Great. Grand Moff Tarkin. That's it.
They did it with him.
Look like
they
shit.
They already
He did look
did it
weird.
with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And the last Hunger Games, there's a lot of CG Philip Seymour Hoffman in that.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Didn't they do
But,
that with Carrie Fisher after she died?
Yeah,
Did they?
they did.
Isn't she like in space fucking freezing or whatever? And it's like,
Well, she's at the end of Rogue One as CG, I think. Or they de-aged her. I don't know if she was already dead.
I think she was.
Yeah, I mean,
thought
there's
she
a
was
bit.
dead
There's
when they did that.
so much de-aging going on. That I get, but I just
I
Grand Moff
don't-
Tarkin's a good
I
one.
don't get it. It doesn't make the teeth thing and like forehead wrinkles are fine. I don't understand why we're trying to combat teeth and forehead wrinkles. Let your face scrunch. It's fine.
I think it more like in flashback scenes in Marvel movies when they make like Michael Douglas young in Ant-Man or something.
I feel like it's just such a waste of time. Like in Furiosa, they start to... Well, it looked like they were merging the child actor's face with Anya Taylor-Joy as time went on to get them to look closer together. But I feel like the whole world has learned to suspend disbelief when it comes to two actresses or actors playing the same character at different times in the same movie. Like, we understand it. They're going to look different, and then it will cut to the next actor. I don't know why we have to merge their heads together. It looks way worse.
Dude,
Distracting.
Speaking of a show that someone that handles that really well, have you guys ever watched Our Flag Means Death?
Yeah.
No.
There's a character in that show called Jim. It's a woman who's pretending to be a man, and you don't know it at first. So in like the first 2 episodes, the character is played by a dude. And then when they pull the mustache off, it just becomes this woman. And then she's the character for the rest of the time. It's so fucking funny, and I wish more shows would do that. It makes such a point of making it funny that it's delightful.
That's awesome.
I decided I'm going to write a short story, but exclusively in the signature boxes of iPads at checkouts. I'm going to write it one word at a time and hope that it ends up somewhere.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
You know when you sign for your credit card or whatever.
You want your
Okay.
signing stuff to get like hacked, or how would it end up somewhere? What do
But
you
where does
mean
all
by
that go? Where does my signature go?
I assume to the business and then the bank?
So the bank will have my story.
I don't know.
Are you pitching Payday DLC right now? We got to go rob a bank to get your narrative. Gonna open up all the safety deposit boxes, word by word.
I wonder how much money and how long it will take for me to finish my story.
Well, okay. You have something there. Are you gonna write the story ahead of time and then publish it that way, or are you creating it in the moment as you're checking out?
It would suck to have writer's block on like a fucking Monday at the grocery store.
With about 6 people behind me.
Yeah.
I think I can do it on the fly and just keep a mental note of where the story's going. I think it'd be cheating to pre-write the story.
How many words do you think this story will be?
I mean, how many pages is a good short story?
Yeah, it's
20,000 words, probably.
For like a
Probably for a good short story, probably at least 1,000 words.
okay, let's say
1,000 to
1,000
5,000.
words. So I have to buy 1,000 things. I think the beginning will be easy though. Once. That's my first word going in.
That's how you're gonna start it?
Does the item in some way have to relate to the word?
What do you mean?
Like, for you to be able to use a word, does it have to like maybe be somehow incorporated to the product in some way, or that you can make?
Well, no,
the
because
word
then
out of
the whole story would be about groceries.
What
Well, no, but
if?
you could?
I'm with you, Andrew. Maybe this is a separate idea, but what if you had to write a short story like that, but you could only use words you found in the grocery store on products? And then you had to buy that product. So if you wanted to use the word fabulous, you had to go like track down something that says fabulous on it and then buy it.
Or-
and that's how
I'll
you
be
have to
honest,
buy.
I think-
You have to buy your words for your short story.
I think it's a difficult enough handicap as it is. It'll be impossible. Beans, she exclaimed.
How about this? How about as a test, we each buy like 3 items and then have to write a story based off of words that are on that product. As a test,
I like
we
that.
Just
I like
evaluate
that.
this.
I'm gonna send myself an email.
So wait, we're buying 3 things and we're putting in 3 words?
No, well, sure, we could do 3 words, or it could be as long as you want. So for example, I have an empty bottle of Coke in front of me. Naturally is on the bottle. I can have natural. I now have natural in my reserve. I got flavored. I got cola. I got Quebec.
But how would you start your story with these words?
Naturally.
Naturally.
Naturally Quebec.
Yeah, it's like naturally Quebec. Quebec is caffeine free and provides 17% the daily recommended niacin or whatever it is.
Phosphoric. Quebec.
You could any word on the can or on the product should be fine, right? There's like they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So they'll have like printed in or like, packaged in Illinois, and then you have the word in right there.
Trying to think of, I like the idea of buying something going, ooh, the word. I get the word. I really wanted a spaghetti subplot, and now
I love this because Gavin had an idea to do this at checkout, and now I can tell by the way he's not saying anything, he's not on board with whatever this new idea is.
Nah, not at all. Not at all, but I feel like we can potentially tackle it from different angles.
Well, I think they're 2 different ideas.
Yeah. But I don't want to. I don't want to spot a word that I need on a can of like pickles. I'm never going to eat the damn things.
What about SpaghettiOs?
Well, that's up to you. You're the writer.
Are SpaghettiOs disqualified? I guess it has to be what's on the can, right? Not what's in the food. Because you just unlocked the dictionary.
If the SpaghettiOs spell a word on a spoon in a picture on the can, you get that word.
This is so
So
specific.
it just spells ooh. All right.
If that's what it spells, you can do. But if it spells yum, you got yum. That's a word. It's on the can. I don't want to dissuade you, Gavin, from doing your short story idea in the signature line because I think that's fun and brilliant, and I think you should do it. I think this is a totally separate idea, and I like Andrew's idea of just go to the store, we buy 3 things that have a lot of words on them. Whatever 3 things, and then just make 3 things that you need. It's up to you to be clever with what to do with the words, right?
It could even be a thing where we have to guess what the product is after seeing what we create out of the thing.
That's fucking brilliant, dude. If you can guess the 3 items, dude.
Yeah,
what?
like if... So let's say I have a bottle of Coca-Cola, right, Gavin? But I don't want you to know it's Coca-Cola, so I just use naturally in Quebec from it. You're never going to necessarily guess that I sourced that from a bottle of Coke.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So like you have to try to both convey a story or a sentence that is coherent while also trying to not expose what your item is, I guess, and then we could reveal what we bought.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try that too.
We'll do this. Can everybody have it ready by next week for the next episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
My hope overall with the short story in the signature box is that if I was to request all my data from the bank, I would just see like hundreds and hundreds of my signature, and then all of a sudden a story starts.
That would be great.
Can you do that? Can you request that information from the bank?
I was going to say,
No
I don't
idea.
know if-
Absolutely no idea. I'm not even convinced that goes anywhere. I'm not convinced that you could write gibberish and then it's gone forever.
You bring up a great point, Gavin, where I have never, and maybe this is just me being lucky, I've never been in a scenario in which I have been asked to verify any of my signatures ever.
Completely pointless. I grew
Never
up with
come up.
PIN codes and stuff. Come in here with signing for stuff that no one ever checks. There's nothing even written on the back of my card. I don't know what it's for. I don't know who it's for.
Dude,
Ever.
it's forms. It's the same thing with forms. I went to the doctor this morning and filled out the same form I fill out every time I go there with the same information that then they look at the form and they ask me the questions on the form and then I give them the same information verbally. And then I know as soon as I leave, that form gets thrown the fuck away because why are they keeping it? It's useless.
It's like when you do a support chat on a website, you have to sometimes fill out a brief form before you can talk to the agent, and they ask you the same goddamn shit I just
Yeah, I
typed.
never.
And you could even say, I already typed it, and then they go and get it. It's like, why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Pissing me off.
I'm with you. I never thought about that. Where are my signatures going? Who is this helping?
So Canada
Why me?
still does signatures too?
For certain things, yeah. There are times in which I have to sign for stuff.
Madness.
It is.
Would you consider taking a photo each time you do it so you could have a record yourself?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Or is that too weird to take a photo of a...
No, I think that's fine. I
What
feel
if-
fine with that.
Okay.
What if this is how Gavin realized there's fraudulent activity on his account? I never. Well, listen. I
I didn't
not
write that
have-
sentence.
Yeah, there was not a leprechaun in the story. What?
There was like a 2-year period when I first moved here because I was still laughing at the whole signature thing where I would just draw a small picture of a house every time for my signature.
I drew
What is
Whiz Pig
that?
one time. It's Whiz Pig from.
How long did you spend on that?
It was a little while. I thought Whiz Pig would be a pretty cool signature for a second, and then you kind of
never-
when you get through like the 13th like little line that you got to draw for his head and for his teeth, you just kind of go, well, I don't want to do this anymore.
I just love the idea of that being stored on some server somewhere, on a bank or the servers of the place you type that.
I think WizPig is somewhere saying like, I didn't buy this. What?
See, like they track him down because it's his face.
Yeah.
I wish to God, now that we're having the discussion, I wish it went somewhere and that it was findable by someone someday. But I really don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever looks at it ever. Ever. You could admit to... Dude, you could admit... Gavin, you could admit to committing a murder one word at a time on those things, and no one would ever catch you or find out.
Can you imagine wanting to enter someplace and them saying, okay, wait a second, we need you to sign your signature, and they're holding up one of your old ones to like verify it matches? Like what is the value? It's madness.
I'm imagining it like that in the Mr. Bean movie where they hold up his passport next to his face and he has to make the same face on his passport.
Oh man, I never thought about signatures in that way. I never questioned them. What a pointless system.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed.
Most of the time when you're filling out anything or using a pen or typing stuff in, it's useless. I feel like in 2024. Like all these things are just designed to slow just to slow us down.
Gavin just posted a photo of the Mr. Bean face. That is great.
I want to use that for the thumbnail.
You got a lot to pick from on the
I
thumbnail.
know.
There's some.
I think I'm still going with the creepy fucking Ian, but man, there's some good
The
stuff.
creepy Ian is just hideous.
Maybe we put it to the audience on what to name Ian's evil twin.
Ooh, Ian's evil twin.
Oh. Yeah, what would be a good name for an evil twin named Ian? You can't do like the backwards name thing. Tween.
I'm sure
He's
the
my
audience will come up with
twin.
something better than we could.
Oh, man. I'm excited.
Hi, I'm Ian. Here's my twin Tweean.
He's the evil one. You know how it is.
I'm good.
We have very different signatures, just so you know.
I want to pitch something to Eric
Oh.
because
Is
I
it
found
baseball?
out something
Okay.
about Eric.
Oh.
You found out something about Eric?
Yeah, that's you, by the
Okay.
way.
Yeah.
I found out that you don't like being squeezed by the blood pressure.
Oh, yeah.
inflatable.
Have I never talked about that?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Not to
Oh.
me.
I don't have a fear of like needles, and I'll get like, surgery, and like none of that bothers me or whatever. When I get my blood pressure taken, I tell them beforehand. It's the thing where it goes around like your bicep and then it's
Yeah.
squeezed to like get your blood pressure. Before they do it, I tell them, hey, you're about to get a reading that you're going to look at and be like, oh, that's a little high. It's not high blood pressure. These things I hate so desperately and like wish that you never had to do this. It
So they
makes me
cause high
so
blood pressure.
anxious. Yes, it makes me so anxious. It makes my heart race. I hate them.
So I want to pitch to you. I get like 10 of them, and we put them all over you and inflate them all at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
immersion therapy.
We get like an
Yeah.
average reading across all your
Uh-huh.
limbs.
Yeah,
And-
no,
and-
I mean, we're not going to do that. So, I mean, you can,
Oh, okay.
you can keep pitching it as far as you want to. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, we're going to put you in a bucket full of snakes. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, is this like a snake level thing for you?
Yeah, I hate it.
So it's
I
like an actual
genuinely-
phobia.
I can't look at it while they do it. I have to like, I tense
interesting.
up and won't move while it's on me. I hate
Could
it.
you watch it get done to me?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me for other people. I
If
just
we
know
put,
how
like,
it makes
10
me
on me.
feel. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. Yeah, let's
Oh.
put 10 on you. I don't care. Let's put 10 on you and then put you in a bucket of snakes. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
In the interest of never doing a Jeff is scared of snakes bit, I'm so full support of you here, Eric.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No
Does that have like a history for you? Or is it just
no, I
something
don't know.
that's always-
It's just
that's
a
so
thing.
interesting?
I don't like when I can feel my heartbeat like in my hand. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like when you can like feel your pulse like
But
that.
just
That
means
makes
you're
me want-
alive.
No.
That yes, and it makes me want to curl up and die.
Yep.
So I don't like it.
Oh, I'm with you.
What if?
I hate it.
What if we put 10 on you? Right?
No,
They're still
no.
loose.
You
They're not-
said all
they're not-
right. We didn't get that far. The answer's no.
At this point, they're just like Velcro fabrics, loose, nice and loose. And then I'll just squeeze one
No.
puff of air into each
No.
one.
No. I don't understand.
But what? I don't know. Okay.
You said all right, and I said no.
Let's step back for a moment. I still don't know what the goal is for what you're
I
doing.
thought I'd
Gavin.
be able to get I just want to see if his head goes all red.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't need to put 10
Yeah, you just
on
need
me.
one.
You can put one on me. You don't need that.
What if we make a giant slice of bread, and Gavin, you can lay on top of it, and then you slowly lower it into a pool. Like, what are we talking about?
Just imagine the bread is like a pool float, and you ride it into the water.
Like, what?
All right, that's not funny, guys.
What if like French loaves were pool noodles?
Hey,
If I was
Nick?
next to Eric, watching him get all puffed up, and I was slowly getting lowered into a wet bread pool, I'd be there for support. I would do it.
Wet bread pool. That's happening at the same time Jeff is rolling around in a pile of snakes.
No,
Yeah, we're
see
all
the
in.
snakes. The snakes are gonna kill me. Nothing you guys are doing is gonna harm you. Nick, what are you most scared of that we can exploit?
I don't like needles a lot right now, or blood draws.
Yeah.
That-
Oh,
that
yeah.
freaks me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I had a rough blood draw today.
This just
Yeah,
sucked.
yeah. You brought some stuff flooding back on that one.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Wait, hang on. How did you learn this about me, Gavin?
Huh?
How did you learn this about? What do you mean the fuck? The most bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
What the fuck is
my
this?
God.
Can I? I'm not saying that we should do this. Just in my head, it's very funny. The idea of all of us like sitting in a row with our triggers in front of us that seem like ridiculous, and just fainting and passing out and stressed out. It's like just Garrett getting his blood pressure done. Gavin's puking with wet bread. I'm fainting, seeing a surgery scene in a movie. Like, just the most, like, isn't actually impacting us, but completely destroying us.
I feel like everyone's
Imagery.
passing out, except I'm just going to be throwing up. Like, I'm just going to be, all that's going to happen with me is I'm going to vomit everything out, and then I'll just be hanging there.
All right, well, go subscribe to our Patreon while I really get to the bottom of where the fuck Gavin learned this about me. What the fuck happened?
I can't
What
find
the-
out.
Crazy.
What? Do you have a lot of stuff, Gavin? Do you have any others?
a lot of
Can we do
stuff.
Can we do one a week?
At this point, I'm going to keep my source private,
Okay.
so I can get more information out of it, potentially.
Have you been releasing it, Eric, word by word on the signatures?
When you text Alyssa about Left 4 Dead 2, can you just let her know to stop giving you secrets about me? Thank you. This
It wasn't
sucks.
her. It wasn't Alyssa.
I can't believe that. It would just be the only
just narrowed
person
his
that my
list.
wife talks to about this stuff. It's terrible.
By the way, I was kind of disappointed that we don't really have a good URL to push people to other than, Patreon/Regulation Pod. It's a bit of a mouthful, so I was hoping we had like a much shorter URL. We don't. Someone else took all those. So I registered
Thanks, guys.
Regulatreon.com.
You did it.
What?
Yeah, and it forwards to our Patreon.
Wait, it's what?
Regulatreon.com.
How do you spell that?
The way
Yeah,
it
that's the
sounds,
issue, isn't it?
probably. REGULATRION.
I.E.
There it is. So go to
Right, yeah.
regulatreon.com.
Insane.
Wow, EON.
Regulatreon.
Much harder to remember or spell than just go to Patreon. But I felt
Yeah,
like it was worth it.
Hey, the link works. It's good.
Yep.
There you go.
I put it in the show notes, so you guys can go scroll down
man.
and check out regulatreon.com.
It's
Great.
about as
With an
effective
E.
as I thought it'd be.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Go to regulatreon.com. Go subscribe now. Thank you guys so much for listening. Check out Regulation Gameplay. Appreciate you listening. This was episode 7 of the Regulation Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.